Critical thinking in the workplace. Critical thinking is the ability of a writer to analyze, reason, evaluate, problem solve, and make decisions. Critical thinkers have the capabilities of questioning what they're writing and be able to produce well throughout arguments that support their ideas. This is an important skill to have because a person can gain many benefits from mastering this, and it teaches skills that can be applied from writing papers in class to facing real situations in the working world. How can you implement this into helping students? By emphasizing the importance of critical thinking and stimulating their mind to help strengthen their critical skills. It does not matter what the career is, whether it's being a writer, teacher, doctor, or even an accountant. Critical thinking helps you succeed. Critical thinking is an essential skill in succeeding in the workplace. How does critical thinking help a person succeed in the workplace? Because it's an essential skill that will set a person apart from the others. Critical thinkers seek out facts and analyzes each side of the argument. While there are other essential skills in being a great writer, they all require some form of critical thinking. In Glenn Leibowitz' article, To Write Well, You Don't Have to Be a Genius, he quotes Justice Scalia's speech that says, to assume only what they assume, to anticipate what they anticipate, to explain what they need explained, to think what they must be thinking, to feel what they must be feeling. Justice Scalia emphasizes the importance of audience awareness. In order to accomplish that, a person has to be able to analyze the facts, evaluate how it relates to the audience, and decide the best way to execute their idea so that their audience understands. As a tutor, you are having to evaluate the facts and help students in a way that they will be able to understand. In Thompson's article, Communication Skills Lacking in Today's Workplace, he mentions that critical thinking can have an impact in business. It has an impact on business because how well an employee performs affect the company as a whole. A relatable example would be a group project where students are assigned a certain task, but in order for the group to make an A, each person has to do their part. Help emphasize that even the smallest part can make the difference. In Wayne's article, I Won't Hire People Who Use Poor Grammar. Here's why. He writes about grammar and he mentions that he has a zero tolerance to approach when it comes to grammar mistakes. He also says details are everything. I hire people who care about details. Paying attention to details doesn't always equal critical thinking. However, being able to evaluate their work and pay close attention to even the technical aspects of writing, like grammar, contributes to a person thinking like a critical thinking. In Kimberly Joka's infographic, Writing Mistakes Cost Money, she states people with stronger writing skills may simply be more attentive to details and thus better at their jobs. She doesn't specify critical thinking, but it relates because critical thinking equals a stronger writer. In an interview, Advice on Writing from the Atlantic's Ta-Nehisi Coates, he gives an example of how people can have a great idea in their head, but then writing it on the paper, it is not the same. A person can overcome this obstacle by using their critical thinking skills. In Thompson's article, he has criticized high school teachers for not requiring their students to put in the hard work, time, and perseverance of writing a long paper. He's not directly talking about critical thinking, but each one of those skills that he named requires a person to use their thinking skills, and students are not getting the pressure of how important it is. Students seeing how critical thinking is used every day by the people who are helping them succeed will help them realize the importance of it. Students often do not put enough effort in critical thinking when it comes to their work in class because they know who their audience is and know what is required for their assignment. They do not realize the importance of how critical thinking can help in a school setting and how it is a lifelong skill that helps even after graduation. For example, my daughter, who now works in the corporate world, did not see the importance of critical thinking while in college, but realizes it now that she is in the working world. She wished that someone had pointed out the importance of critical thinking to her from the beginning. Mastering the skills helps the student become more independent rather than relying on teachers. Critical thinking forces the student to utilize the information they have and to check their source to make sure it is reliable. With your help on elaborating the importance of critical thinking, the students will become more skilled at being able to analyze and problem solve on their own. It must taught and implemented into their brain early. Critical thinking will help students thrive, and with you being by their side, they will succeed.